feels like an official unveiling, the unwrapping of the first bale on this area. It's going to be so much healthier for the horses. And actually this is one of the first bales of the new crop of haylage from this year, with a different fertiliser from Ireland that I tried. An all natural fertiliser, no chemicals, nothing. So I'm going to let all the girls through now and see how quickly they come down to this area. Time to move the girls out of their summer turnout field that they've been temporarily using and back into their winter turnout. I'm going to leave them. Oh, they've decided to go back up the other way. Come on, girls! Come on, girls! Come on! So Hidda's not out with them at the moment because he's up at the yard. Excuse my shouting. But I think what I'll do is shut them out of this barn field. As you can see, gets so boggy down the bottom there. Come on, girls. I'll let them still have access to this long field. They can head off into the 14-acre. Who's out the back? That's Dow out the back. Oh! Were you scared by the quad, sweetheart? You going to come back through, Zhao? Are you confused? There's a nice bale of haylage for you down at the front. I just don't really want you to go back into the barn field. So I'm going to go and shut that gate, and they can keep access to the 14-acre and this long field for the rest of the winter. That's Micah on the left, Yodel in the middle. Neeky News. Hello, Neeky News. Hello, Neeky News. She's beautiful. They're all beautiful. Little Spesh. Hey, Yodel. And then Dow Dow. They just all followed me across while I shut the gate. Now I'm hoping that they're going to follow me down to where the haylage is. Oh, there we go. There we go. Bless them. And as you can see, it doesn't churn up really badly in here because it does drain really well. You can see them going over the horizon, so hopefully they're going to find the haylage now. I will go down and see. So first of all, they went to the old bale on the mud, but Zhao's been the smart one to come down onto the hard standing. And I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again, this will just make all the difference. They'll be able to stand round the bale, not stood in mud like they were before. And it's going to be so much better for their legs. You'll work it out in a minute, sweetheart, and come over, eh? She says, I've got this all to myself. So for everyone who's donated, whether it's through our winter fundraiser, through the GoFundMe page, whether it's through any of our platforms, you know, this is one of the things that your donation has gone towards, and everything that comes in will always go towards making life better for all these beautiful beasties. I know it's not the most glamorous of ring feeders, but it's what we've got at the moment. But if we can keep those funds coming in, we will get them one where there will hopefully be a little less wastage. The boys' bale is in too. They've got a better ring feeder because you don't get the wastage out from the bottom, but they've decided that they want to stay over in what we call the footpath field. But I'm sure they'll come down when they're feeling hungry. This is actually really nice to see today. In the blue stripy rug is Annie, followed by Angel Eyes Hunnis. And because we've got Hidda free rein on the yard today, he's there on the right. So yeah, he's pulled faces at Annie there, but he's quite mean to Annie and to Hunnis. But when there's not all the other ladies involved, the fact that they're all together and mooching around is really nice to see. Oh, and you can just hear Nero in the background having a shout. They're down behind the woods over there, behind the trees. So Hidda's going to have a night in so he can have a sleep, and Hunnis is going to be going back out to join the girls down in the 14 acre over there where I just let them into. It's quite quiet on the yard at the moment because Hol is in doing her interview with Jodie for the Advent. There's little Twix. She was out this morning. She actually let me stroke her and give her little back scratches. She only lets me do it for a little while, and if I put my hand in front of her face, then she likes to basically slap me with her paw. She's heading off back to the feed room. Meanwhile, we've got Wren also in for a sleep. Wren's just Mabel sitting today. She looked a little bit tired this morning when I went down to see her and the others. She does get sleepy. And there's the famous little Mabel ears over there. She does this quite a lot, her lip wobble. Aww. She is funny. Doutson's been out for a couple of days since I coated her legs in the pig oil and sulphur, and you can see how well it's repelled the mud when you compare it to the other girls over here who haven't had the pig oil on. Her legs are a lot cleaner. Next time we get each of these in, we'll be popping some pig oil on them. And because they're not going to be standing in the mud as much now, it will make all the difference. Oh, I shouted them and they actually came running. I shouted them earlier and they didn't. Come on, Nero! Who have we got first? We've got the Iceman. You little Iceman. You're going to come in for a leg clean and we'll get some pig oil on you. Hello, Obi-Wan. Teddy bear ambling over.
Also, look how beautiful that part is.
I know, it looks lovely and green over there because they can't get on it. But it would be really churned up if they were on it as well. Nero can't figure it out. Come on, Nero! You're going to make me walk all the way through there, aren't you? Come on, Teddy. Do you want to go back and get Nero? Nero, you have to come to the gate at the bottom. Go on, you can work it out. Here we go. Here we go. No, look, he's working it out. I know, but he was going to work it out. Come on, Nero. Oh, look, Hol's going to do the honours and run down to the gate. Sometimes they need to see you in the gateway to figure out that that's where they come through, even though they do it all the time. Come on, Nero. Excuse me shouting on video. He'll see Hol in a minute. While he's thinking about it, just enjoy the view, because it is very beautiful. There we go. He's got it. You're going to go to Hol. She's not got a head collar on her. Come on, Nero. What a good boy. I was hoping his rug would have arrived by now, but it hasn't turned up yet. But that's the thing this time of year. In December, there's always delays with postage. Thanks, Hol. Hannes, Hidda and Annie have come up to see the boys as we bring them up. So there was some squealing from Hidda just now. Boys are absolutely disgusting, aren't you, Nero? We're going to give you a clean up. Say hello to Hannes. He's not seen him for a few days because Hannes has been going out with the girls. Are you all friends? Come on, teddy bear. Horse box is ready in the background there, just because I'm going to be taking Dow off training. All very uneventful. Annie's just watching from afar. We're going to have a chat with teddy bear now. Oh, hold on. Nero's taking me off. You're not going on the lorry, eh? Do you want to go somewhere? It's not for you, don't worry. Oh, Hannes, that was a bit mean. Play nicely. What have you got in your forelock? Let's get you tied up and get you boys cleaned up. Let's have a little before and after. jacket.
But yeah, did you see the
Don't
comment?
eat that. That's my microphone that you're eating.
Did you see the comment on one of the videos where it just said, please keep Nero?
Yeah, I did reply to it.
Yeah. Yeah, Nero, if you misbehave, we're gonna,
Well, if we can achieve some of the dreams, maybe you can stay permanently, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. He's not going anywhere for a long time, is he? Don't eat my microphone. No, because you're going to chew through it. You're going to chew through it. You're a pest. As bad as Yao. No, she retains that title. Nice and muddy. Oh, all in my face. All in my face. You don't really get soft one. Let me do this. Should we take that big? Should we take that big? Hold on. Hold on. Mud on the top of your ears. Mud on the top. Over your head now. There we go. This is looking a little bit better now. His legs are washed and they've actually now been coated in pig oil. And because I unclipped him, he's chosen to... Oh, he wanted to come and have cuddles with you, Hole. He looks a bit tidier now. As does Teddy Bear. As does Obi and Iceman. Mike is over there. Hida's wondering what the horse box is here for. But while I've got Nero up here, and before I head off with Doubtson today, I'm just going to do 10 minutes with him in the arena. But it's nice looking at him. Oh, that's just Hida and Obi chatting over there. Hida almost gloating that he's free rein and Obi's not. But yeah, I think he's looking like he's put on a little bit of muscle, a little bit of condition. That's him being impatient now. Nero, boy. I'm quite keen to see how Nero's moving, because I can watch him in the field, but obviously it's muddy out there, and this is a more secure surface in the arena. You're just going to run up and down the gateway now. So there's definitely still a drop through that hock, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. And then I'll just pop his pressure halter back on and just do a little bit of groundwork and manners training with him. But yeah, he certainly doesn't look massively uncomfortable. He's just wondering where all his friends are. And they're down at the tie-up point. Little Nero. Little Nero. Right, let's put the pressure halter on and do a little bit of training. Hey, come here, gorgeous. Good boy. As I've said in other videos, you know, during the winter, you know, with all of the horses to look after, we don't necessarily get the amount of time we'd like for training all the horses. But while Nero's up here today, you can see he's being quite cheeky because he's away from his friends. I'm just going to do a little bit of groundwork with him just to remind him. And that's where just little and often, as much as we can, it just slowly starts to instill in them the behaviours that we expect. So we'll do a little bit now. But interestingly, after I let him run loose, I then had somebody who turned up to see me, and I had to leave him on his own in here, and he was being, you know, very spirited and running around and getting a little bit stressy because he was away from his friends. So I just need to now make sure that he engages with me and listens to me and feels the confidence that he doesn't need to run off to his buddies. So I just want him to stand and relax for a minute without thinking about his friends who are behind him. Good. So there, I only had to very lightly touch him on the neck. And okay, he's sniffing at things, but he at least knew that he had to drop his head and neck. So he's anticipating here me asking him to go back. But all I want at this stage is for him to just relax down. He's licking and chewing, that's good. I'm just going to send him back. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So he knows what this is about now. Good boy. There he was trying to get a little bit forward and come past me, but as soon as I shook the rope, he listened and he stopped. Good boy, come back. Good lad. Good boy. Good. There's licking and chewing again. Good boy. Now today, because he's picked up on that straight away, I'm just going to try a little bit of circle work with him again. And this is where it's going to be interesting over the next few months if I start doing more of the circle work with him to see how he copes with it, with his hock the way that it is. But we don't know until we try. Now I lift my hand And that should be the sign to him that I want him to not drag me off to the side. This is always going to be his worst rein, because that's what he likes to do. He likes to drag you off to the right. So he's got to learn that as I put my hand up to his withers, he has to walk forward, not drag me that way. So I give him a little half halt. I ask him just to go slow and just to curl a little bit this way and then drop down and relax, and that's good. And then we come to a standstill. So it's not pretty at the moment, but the fact that he's not dragging me off to the right and I've got a very loose rein on him is progress. Boy, so I have to give him a half halt there, and that's good. Oh, that's good. I just want little baby steps at the moment. And as I say, the fact that he wasn't trying to drag me off to the right is a good thing. Isn't it, little man? Good. Oh. With him, it's about trying to strengthen his back. So by asking him to step across with his hind quarters and use his stomach muscles here, that's going to help him push up through his back and build some muscle on his top line. Boy. Good. Okay. Right. Boy, good. Good. I don't want him to trot because it's too early for him to start trotting. I just want him to control it in the walk. So important to teach what we expect in the walk before we progress to the trot and canter work. If they don't know how to do it in walk, how can we expect them to know what to do in trot and canter? Good boy. Boy. It's like him doing weights as opposed to cardiovascular work. Boy. Good. Good. So it's just a little session for today, but it's just, you know, a little small reminder to him of what he needs to do when he comes in here. Now, as the light is fading, he's going to go back out with his buddies, but hopefully with that pig oil on his legs, he won't be so coated in mud. And of course they've got their nice area to go and eat their haylage now. Say goodnight to everyone, Nero. Say goodnight. He says, no, you've tired me out. Mwah. There's a big kiss from all your fans. Because he was gifted 2 rainbow head collars, he's going to have one for his everyday. He's going to get grubby, but it looks very pretty right now, doesn't it, Nero? I think he's a little bit tired after his session in the arena. He really didn't do a lot, but it just shows when you're doing that slow, controlled muscle building work, it can be quite tiring for them. And of course, look what arrived as soon as I'd taken Nero down to the field. Tweespan, Frizo, it's his new rug. So that's going to wing its way off to be printed up, then he'll get to wear it for the rest of the winter. I know some of you have asked for an introduction to the cats in one of Holly's advents, but they are quite shy. So the chances of Hol getting near to them to do an introduction are quite remote. So this is little Twix on the right, who I've introduced you to in a few other videos. She can sometimes be brave and let me stroke her back and her tail and her head, but sometimes she bashes me on the hand. And then that's little Dee, who you can see she has just the top of her left ear is damaged, and if she stands up in a minute, she's got a little white spot on her chest. But they've both been here years, and Dee has never been brave. We rescued her from a local cat rescue centre. I can't even remember how many years ago now. But these two get on really well. They love to hide under the carriage, and then they actually love to go and sit up on the passenger seat during the night, which I don't mind until they start being sick on it, which they do every now and again, which isn't very nice. Twix, what are you doing? You're trying to get the water there. But they are very lovely cats, and I just give them some dry food. They do a bit of hunting. They always just look well and healthy, but I've never been able to catch them and pick them up, so they've never had any kind of veterinary intervention. They're both spayed, so we're not going to have any little babies because they, as I say, they both came from a local rescue centre. But they make sure that we don't have any rodents around here, and they often come through either early morning or in the evening now and have a little chat with me. Doubtson and I are just back from our training session with Mel, my fabulous trainer, and it's always really interesting. Every winter I say I'm not going to let her get unfit, and I'm going to try and work her through the winter, but it never happens. You know, we always run out of time. So bless her, she hadn't really done anything for nearly 2 weeks. But we went and had a session. She was really good. You know, nothing too strenuous. She stretched down beautifully. She always works really well in the dark because it is quite dark right now. So yeah, we were both really pleased with her. And she's now going to spend her night in with her wifey, Annie, over there. So it's a nice big stable, this, so they both fit in there. Although we've got the rugs that she could wear that would wick away the moisture, she is still a little bit sweaty, a little bit damp, because she doesn't mind going in with Annie, and Annie doesn't mind. She's going to spend the night in with her. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, a little bit of everything again, and you know, we'll bring you more of Nero once he's got his new rug on. Good night to all of you from Doubtson, Mabel, little Hidda back here, and Annie in the background in the blue. Good night.